Welcome to Overachieve Fitness, guys. When you come into boot camp, I want to make sure that you know what you're doing and how to do these exercises that we love and know burn lots of calories. We love to use these movements all the time in boot camp. There is a regression for every single type of person, no matter what your fitness level is. If you have any questions, make sure you ask a trainer that is on staff during that workout. Enjoy the exercises. Make sure you ask questions if you need. Welcome to OAF. I hope your experience is just what you imagined.
So when I see you doing Arnold presses, I'm seeing a lot of different things coming all the way in, kind of doing some crazy flies. I don't want any of that. I want it nice and controlled, hit all the heads of your shoulder and your chest. So you grab your dumbbells, bring them up, palms facing you, all one motion, push up to the sky. Don't lock your elbows, keep them bent, nice tension all the time. Same motion all the way through and come back. Just like this. Hit all three heads of your shoulder.
A lot of you guys just doing normal curls like this, keeping your forearm straight. When you do that, your forearm does a lot of the work. It doesn't allow your bicep to take the max load. So what I want to show you guys is a little bit of a variant. You're going to roll your shoulders back as you should for every curl, so your arms do most of the work. You're going to bring straight up, squeeze at the top, come down. Don't release all the way at the bottom. Keep the tension right there. Squeeze back at the top, keeping the shoulders around back the entire time. Coming down, and that's a hammer curl, guys.
Alright guys, I'm going to show you dips now using the equalizer bars and also just a box. You can also, if you don't have a box, a chair, a bench, anything can be used for these as well. So we're going to start with the modified version using the equalizers. We're going to kick our feet out and dip down, keeping our elbows nice and tight. That's good. This is a tricep exercise. Also will work your shoulders and chest as well. Keep going. Alright, Chase is going to do a little bit of a harder version of this. Raise his feet up, he's going to dip down, using his body weight, push himself back up. Okay? Good. Right. And then another modified version we can do is off of a box. Put your palms of your hands on the box, get your feet out, dip down. Good. You can also do these off a chair, off of a bench, pretty much anything in the house you can really do this.
The TRX tricep, you're facing away from the wall. Arms only need to be straight out from the shoulders. You don't need to go overhead like this, because then that puts a lot of strain on the shoulders. So have them step a little bit closer. Arms go straight out from the shoulders. As they lean into it, knuckles only come to their forehead and then extend back up. Keep the core engaged. Don't let them drop all the way down here, because then they're having to use unnecessary muscles that they don't need to be using.
So notice a lot of guys, or people in the boot camp rather, come too high up, won't come high enough, and won't hit a good squeeze when they come up. Another thing too is to make sure your wrist does not come above your elbow in these raises. So these should look exactly like that. Squeeze at the top, just like that. Wrist stays below your elbow, just coming up, squeezing at the top. So a good regression for lateral raises is to come up to any hard surface, specifically a wall. Come up to it, just as you would for your lateral raises. You're gonna press up against the wall, release. Press, hold for about 3 seconds, the same motion you would if you're doing lateral raises. Squeeze, release. It's gonna hit all three parts of your shoulder. It's gonna do the same thing. It's gonna help release some shoulder tension, and hopefully you guys getting to do regular lateral raises with dumbbells.
We're going to be doing pull-ups. We're going to be showing you a regular pull-up and also a more modified version. Okay, so regular pull-up. I like hands about shoulder width apart. Want to make sure we keep our feet straight. You can bend your knees a little bit if you like, and straight up, chin over the bar. Full extension down, straight over the bar. So let me do it from the other way, that way you guys can see from behind here as well. Alright, now we're going to show you a modified version of this. We're going to have Casey do these for us. You can use a band, you can use a resistance band to do this as well. For those of you who haven't quite gotten the upper body strength yet, you can put what you're basically going to do, you're going to put your foot in the band. Just like that, and then use the resistance of the band to help pull yourself up. doing more of a chin up now as well, or she could flip her hands and do more of a pull up in the front as well.
The first one is going to be the kettlebell swing. The primary movement is coming from the hips. We see a lot of people just doing kind of an arm swing, or they squat down and raise it. So again, just to show you some common errors, you get kind of this here, swinging the arms around. All right, that's not where the movement comes from. Again, the movement comes from the lower body, but then you tell them that and you see this number here, which isn't necessarily too wrong, but it can cause a lot of lower back issues. The movement only comes from the hips, so a soft bend in the knees is going to set them up where they need to be. Drive the hips back, forward, just let the shoulders hang loose. Let the lower body do all the work for that.
So we're going to look at push-ups right now. So we're going to have Chase do some regular push-ups. Remember, when we're setting up for regular push-up, start low on the ground, put your hands right by your chest. Okay, we want to make sure our hands are under our shoulders, not way out. Okay, so Chase is going to demonstrate some push-ups for us. Remember, we want to make sure we're keeping our elbows in. We're not flaring out like chickens here. Nice, clean push-ups, hands under the chest. If you can't do those, you can also modify. We'll have Emily do some. You can do them from your knees also. Remember, you still want to keep those hands back under your shoulders. And do modified push-ups from your knees. Okay? Good. Okay, so another variation of push-up we can do is a closed grip push-up. So our hands are going to be more in a diamond shape. We'll Chase demonstrate those. Same thing, you want to do chest to your hands. Okay? Still nice elbows nice and tight, that's good. If you can't do those then also, we can always do push-ups off of a box as well. So I'll have Emily demonstrate those. You can also do these off a box, you can also do off of a bar as well.
You don't need to be all the way out here with your push-up. So this wide grip out here doesn't really do too much. Puts a lot of strain on the shoulder. Have them come in a little bit more narrow. Keep that straight line. Chest goes down to the floor. Another thing I see is the push-ups here with the hands out in front. Really hard to develop push-up strength. Doing it like this, all you gotta do, have them shift forward, go from there. When they're doing it from their knees, you don't want the hips directly over the knees, because then this gets you absolutely nowhere. Have to get a little bit of a pelvic tilt from here. Shoulders should still be over top of the hands, even with the modified position, you still see this. Get their hands underneath their chest, push up from here, be nice and slow. If you need to have them pull back on some of the reps, that's a better way to do it than giving them infinite amounts of modifications.
All right, guys, another exercise we do a lot of here, we do planks. So we're going to show you some planks here. Casey's going to do just a regular plank, a high plank first. So make sure we want to keep our hips down. Too many people start arching their backs. Go ahead and show them a different way. So too many people do that. We want to make sure we keep our butt and our hips down. Okay? So we can do them from high like this in a push-up position, or you can go from on your forearms. Do them low. We still want to make sure we have that nice flat back. So I like to tell people also, imagine I would take a glass of water and put it on your back. We don't want that water to fall over. Okay? So another exercise we can do is also what's called plank to push-up, or high plank, low plank, where we just alternate between the two quickly. We want to try to keep our core nice and tight here. That way we're working our core. Good. Okay, great. There's also different plank variations we can do. I'm going to show you plank jacks and also plank shoulder taps. So plank shoulder taps, we're still in that high plank position. We're basically going to alternate back and forth, tapping our shoulders. Turn here so you guys can see this a little bit better also. Shoulders. Okay, and then also we can do plank jacks. So basically, we're in that plank position, that high plank, and we're doing jumping jack feet. Okay, show it from the side here. Planks are great core exercise, probably one of the best core exercises. So if you want a real strong core, that's a great one to do. So one of the main exercises we do here are burpees, okay? It's a great full body exercise. We do a lot of them. We're going to show you a couple variations to do if you can't do the full version, okay? First one we're going to show you is a burpee without a push-up at the bottom, okay? Emily's going to demonstrate that for us. Back. forward, jump up. So that's a burpee without a push-up. A little bit harder version, Chase is going to demonstrate a burpee with a full push-up at the bottom. Okay, great. Another version you can do, for people who can't get down, you can also do a full body. So basically what we want to do, feet shoulder width apart. We want to come down. We don't want to lean too far forward. Come down. When we come up, we're going to come up on our toes. Full extension. Full extension. Full extension. And then another version of a burpee also, if you can't quite get down, is basically when you can use a box or a bench. You can get out of plank position, you can jump forward, and then jump up at the top. That's a version of a burpee you can do also. So multiple variations. We can always accommodate for whatever your needs may be. All right, guys, this is Mountain Climbers. It's part of our video series here of different exercises we do on a daily basis. So we're going to start with regular mountain climbers. So mountain climbers are good. We just want to make sure, the big thing is we want to keep our hips down, almost like we're in a plank. And we can do these fast or slow. So Emily's starting out with fast ones. And then also you can do these slow also. If you do them slow, activate your core more and work those core muscles as well. So that's the base version of mountain climbers. All right, we're going to have Chase. It's going to show another variation of these. We're going to do cross body. Basically, you're bringing your opposite knee to your opposite elbow. Doing the same thing. If you start them slow, activate your core more. Or you can pick up the pace with these also. Really turn those hips.
When they're doing a forward lunge, there's nothing wrong with the forward lunge. I personally prefer the reverse lunge. But when they're doing the forward lunge, they have the tendency to understep and throw themselves forward, which puts them on their toe. Lunges, again, another exercise, you want in the heel. So if they are doing that forward lunge, make sure they're getting a nice step, that knee goes out, and they go straight down. They come back. I prefer the reverse lunge for the reason that it already sets them up in that position. So when you step back, you're going right into it. Of course, you gotta make sure you're stepping back far enough, because then you'll get this, where they're sitting on their back foot. But make sure they're back long enough. It's an easier thing to correct than them overstepping and shoving that knee in front of their toe.
So when you do a lunge, whether it's a forward or reverse lunge, I'll just do a reverse lunge for this video. You come back, you don't want your knee to go beyond your toes. Come down on the balls of your feet, don't touch the ground, and come back up. So it looks just like this. Like that. If that's too difficult, or if you have any problems with your hips, knees, or ankles, find any surface that you can hold on to keep your balance. You can grab onto any wall, any door, even the squat racks that they have in the middle of the gym. You can use those as support. So for this video, I'm going to use this bar just to keep my balance, and I'll do a forward lunge. Come down and back. And this helps me keep my balance. I'm not wobbling. I don't have any room to hurt my knees, my joints, my ligaments. So that's good. And now, if that's still too difficult, a third regression for that is using a Swiss ball. Find a spot on the wall. Bring the ball, put it into the small of your back. Feet a little bit farther in front of you. And you're just going to squat down. This will help train your glute, hip flexors, everything to get in line, and it will eventually help you to do a real lunge.
All right, guys, we're going to look at another exercise here. We're going to look at box jumps, okay, and also step ups. So the big thing with box jumps, we see a lot of people do box jumps wrong. They come up and you slam your feet into it. We don't want to hear that. That means you're doing it wrong. You're locking your knees. You're going to hurt yourself, okay? When you come up, you should come up like a ninja. It's nice soft landings. Land in that squat, stand at the top, and then step down. Do not jump down. Do not jump off the other side. Don't do any of that. So you want to come up nice and light, stand at the top, step down. That's how we want to do it. We can also do step-ups, okay? So step-ups, I'm going to have Emily demonstrate step-ups. If you can't do box jumps, you're just going to step up. That's regular step-ups. Then you can add a knee raise if you want to also. Good. So that would be, progress to that, build to the box jump. All right, guys, we're going to show you broad jumps. We use these a lot. Sometimes we'll do burpee broad jumps, slant ball broad jumps. Big thing with broad jumps, I'm not as concerned about distance. Ideally, yeah, you want to get as far out as you can, but if you can't do that at the beginning, that's fine. So basically, you have a nice bent knee position. I always tell people, remember elementary school, you used to have to do these. standing broad jumps for that fitness testing we used to always have to do. So when you jump out, use your arms to propel yourself, okay? And we want to make sure we land on our heel and roll to our toe. If we land on our toe, we're going to face plant, so we don't want to do that. So we want to jump out, land on our heel, roll to our toe. Land in that nice low squat form.
Was the second exercise here, the hip bridge. The hip bridge is a glute and hamstring exercise. So when you're pressing off from your toe, you're putting it more so in the calf, which is completely wrong. So again, what I've been seeing, and I was told by some members that a trainer instructed them to do it this way. So relax up top. They're pushing up through their toes, even in a single leg, they're still pushing through their toe. It's not giving them the proper movement that they need. So, dig the heels into the floor, make sure the knees are right over top of the heels. You don't want them out here like this, because then that puts too much pressure. Here, just drive the hips up and back in. Now, it only needs to be a small movement too. You don't need all this extra hyperextension. Then it gets into their lower back, causes lower back issues. Just press the hips, squeeze the glutes and hamstrings, back and down. Nothing too big needed there. Even with the single leg, you can do that.
Squats are a big exercise we do a lot of, but a lot of it is done improperly. We want to make sure we're doing squats properly, okay? So we're going to just do some regular air squats first. Casey's going to demo those. Kick your butt back. From the side also. So then what you can do is once you get the regular squat down, you can also do squat jumps. It's a more plyometric move. Gets a little bit more higher intensity. So, squat down, and jump up. Jump up. All right, we also do slam balls here, lots. This is going to be our demonstration for slam balls. Big thing slam balls. We're going to demonstrate how to not do it first. Okay, so show a common thing that people do wrong on this. They put it over the head, they throw it down, and they bend over at the waist and pick it up. That's not what we want to do. We want to make sure when you throw it down, you follow the ball down almost into a squat motion. And ideally with these, you should be able to catch the ball at the bottom when it's on its back. Okay? So that's slam balls. Thank you guys.